Okay, bye. Whoa, welcome everyone. I am just here for the snacks. I am Hermit, aka Slim Jelly, and we've got
Hermit, aka Hermit.
also Hermit together. This is the show where I have somehow convinced my best friend to join me in a phone conversation once a week, where we just talk about some stuff. And what are we talking about today, Hermit?
Today we're talking about moving on from your
Moving
bullshit.
on.
We're moving
It
on.
is
We're going.
time for a fresh start, for a new adventure. We have been drugged through the mud like so much dirt and trash. And now it's time.
Mhm.
Not really. I think that
Well,
sometimes, I don't think that people intend to drag you through the mud, but sometimes you get dragged.
you get drugged.
You
Dragged.
get drugged, you get
Drogue.
dragged, you get drogue, and then you get even. And by getting even, I mean you just move on.
You just move on. You eat your snacks, which I'm just here for.
What do you have for a snack today?
Okay, so last time I didn't have a snack and I felt like I was betraying the cause. So this week, it's not going to show up on my little recording thingy. Oh, look! But I've got some little sausages I cut up. They're
Oh,
very yummy. I got
wow.
some little Monterey Jack cheese with the little um, peppers in it, and I got some
Oh,
pickles. I'm going to try to be
wow.
gentle with the pickles so as not to
You
offend
you
our
always have to
millions of
be gentle
listeners. Gentle
with
with
the
the pickles.
pickles.
Yes, very tender.
Woo!
Yes.
I don't have a
And
snack
a little
today,
lime
but I
too.
do have this scrapulated um bottle of honey, and I have bottle, a bucket even of protein powder that I will be
Oh,
chuffing immediately after
yes.
this podcast is over.
Yay, Hermit. I wouldn't expect anything less.
Yes, well, that's where we are healing our
Hermit.
bodies, our minds, and our souls. We are we are engaging in
This is a health
activities
podcast in case you
that,
didn't know. We're all about
pardon
half a
me.
teaspoon of honey and a quarter cup of dry whey powder.
All I'm saying is I'm getting buff because I'm moving on.
Moving on. You have to have the strength and the food energy to do it.
It's true.
Oh
A
my
lot of
God.
us have been going through breakups.
Oh, I think you and I both have been going through some breakups.
I got broke up with yesterday. Went through a separation recently. My
Hmm.
sister, it's lots of people in this world, and
Yeah.
it's a pandemic. It's an epidemic of breakupery, of
We're getting
heartbreaking.
sick of each other.
You might even still see the tear-stained eyes of mine.
Oh, I
Um,
see. I see.
yeah,
You look,
can you
girl. You look
see?
like a damn bulldog with the little lines running down. Oh.
And it sucks.
It kind of feels like
It's
it's never going to get better when
It
you're,
does kind of feel like it's never
you
going to
know.
get better when you're right in the middle of it and you're trying to
Hmm.
find yourself again that you had lost within this other person and this relationship.
Do you start noticing that you start really focusing on everything negative? Everything. Somebody cuts you off in traffic. That's
No.
just how traffic is going to be permanently. You know,
Oh,
prices are getting higher, but they just think that's how they're going to be permanently when you're going through a breakup or you're going through grief or trauma or whatever. There's just
well,
so much bad in the world that your brain just sort of focuses on that, and that's all that you can see, you know?
I don't feel like I do that as much, maybe with other breakups perhaps, but
Mm,
I ruminate a lot on like, well, at least with this one, it was not my idea and not what I
hmm.
wanted. And so I've been ruminating on like how happy I was and how much like I don't understand why this is going on. But I do also like have the understanding that I have to refocus that energy into myself and my own projects. And so I'm trying really hard to do that and just turn all that sadness and negativity into creativity and
It
make
has
it
to go somewhere, you know?
right.
It can go into negativity, it can go into bitterness, it can go into, learning all the wrong things, I feel like. And so
Right.
having sort of an outlet for it to go to. Like I've been working. I think I've sat at the stupid computer for it's been at least 5 hours today. I've been here just
Wow. Hermit,
ticking
and
away.
you never want to do your work.
I hate work. Oh, it's awful. I'm mad about it. Eh.
But
But
it's something to do. At least you have a job. I would love to have a job right now and just have
I
something
should
to dump all my emotions into and just do it.
I should count my little blessings, shouldn't I?
I applied to like 15 jobs today though, so hopefully something will come back around.
Slim Jelly, what
Um,
kind of jobs do you apply for?
oh
what are you
gosh,
looking to
I've been
do?
applying. I don't want to do anything. I mean, I want to work
Oh,
on my
well,
own.
well,
I don't want to work on I want to work on my own projects, but I've been applying to like stagehand work, like art
hmm.
department stuff, carpentry, like
You have a little
set
experience with that, don't you?
set set dressing. Yeah, I have
A little
experience in
experience. You've dabbled.
just a little. I've dabbled. But I also work on this app and so like putting together furniture, so I've been trying to get people to hire me there. And I don't know, today was the first day that I really was like, all right, I gotta like I didn't want to at first, but I talked to one of
Mm.
my friends. That was one of the things that I talked to one of my friends for like 3 hours. We just stayed on the phone and I like cried for half of it. And then I like started apply. She like suggested to some things that I should apply to and some things that I should do. And so that really helped me kind of get my gears back set of like, okay, like this isn't the end of the world. Like this guy doesn't want
Yeah.
me anymore, but that's okay because it's you have to respect their needs too, you know?
I
And
mean, yeah.
I
It's kind of
do think,
it's no, go ahead.
well, in my case at least, I think that he did this out of kindness and not out of meanness. Like he did this because he knows we're
Mm.
not right together. And so it's really is doing me a favor, but it just hurts a lot because it's not what I want. And I don't think the same way. So it's got to move on.
You got to move on. It's so hard. Your brain actually makes these neurological, I guess, these pathways. Like your brain sort of adapts to how it's been. Like for me, for example, in my house, my partner and I lived together for 7 years, and now the house is empty. The vibes are just so different in the house.
Yeah.
Where my brain, my neurological system was used to coming home and having another entity in the house, like having someone else in the house. Just in my every minute of every day, it's um it's like a grief kind of, when you lose
Yeah.
that um
Companionship.
familiar, oh yeah, that companionship, that lifestyle sort of, it
Yeah.
causes so many changes. And I think naturally as human beings we're so averse to change because again we
Yeah.
focus on the negative, I think, or
Right. And
at least some people
the
do. Yeah.
fears of the future of like, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? Like, what does my future look like now that this person isn't in it? And I think that I put my partner oftentimes like on a pedestal. And
Mm,
so it is, it's hard to imagine a life without them, but it is what we have to do.
we have
And
to.
move along, little buddy.
Hermit, I'm gonna try to eat a pickle. I'm gonna see if it's too crunchy. If it's
Try
too
to eat a
crunchy,
pickle.
listeners at home, if you don't like it, then
Close your ear holes
you fuck yourself.
right now. Whoa, Hermit. We are attacking the viewership on pod number 2. Have you Okay, here's a
I'm sorry,
question.
viewers. I love
Ha-
you, listeners.
I have engaged in some self-destructive behaviors since
Mm,
this. I've been doing some things that
mm,
I'm not proud of. Do you have
Hermie.
any I don't want to say what I'm doing because I'm embarrassed, but do you have any of those
Well,
behaviors that you feel like you have engaged in?
Hermit, there's so much energy and so much about ourselves. When there's a change like that happens, it has to go somewhere, like I was saying. And it's so conscientious and it's so wise and it's so insightful to put it all into your work or all into art and all your projects. It can't all go to positive places. I mean, just naturally. Some of it, I mean, it's gonna leak out into some little negative kind of places like that.
Yeah,
Little vices, I've found myself getting a lot more irritable. I think just little things. I find myself having these little staged conversations with myself. You ever have a conversation with yourself, like reliving a conversation
right.
from days or
Absolutely.
weeks or years prior, or whatever, and you think about the ways you should have responded and how much more volatile and emotional you should have been. I've been finding myself kind of staging those conversations with myself just in my now bountiful free time,
Sure.
um, and it just not anger necessarily, but just irritability. I find the last 2 weeks, is my separation occurred 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, just in time for Galentine's Day.
Oh, I
Um,
know, me too. Mine's a day, 2 days before Valentine's Day.
Hermit, what are we gonna do? But
Be sad,
be sad.
cry a lot.
We're gonna eat a shit ton of leftover
You know what
Valentine's
we're
Day
gonna
candy.
do,
What are we gonna
Hermit?
do, Hermie?
We're gonna move on.
I love how, because I sit back in my little stupid chair and I'm just like a little floating head
You're
and sort
just
of
a
goes around.
floating head. I
I
love that
wonder if
for
I can come
you.
this way and sort of.
You look like
Hey!
a robot head too,
Oh,
and he's
I
gone.
disappeared. Hey!
He moved on.
Bye! But no, I think that it's normal, it's natural to pick up some habits or some behaviors that you're not 100% happy with. We want when there's a change or a breakup or a loss or trauma, we want it to be perfect. We want it to be this picture perfect little story where we all learn and we all grow and it's all peachy and it's all we it's almost like for me personally at least I find myself kind of holding myself to this expectation that I'm going to get through this with so much grace and so much
Sure.
dignity, and I'm going to have the right answers and the right solutions to everything. And I just think that's unrealistic. I mean,
Yeah,
logically now I'm still going to try to be, the best I can.
sure.
But, it's just how human beings deal with any kind of grief or trauma. We pick up habits that we don't like. We slip in, you know, uh, personal streaks and personal things we're trying to get better at or better about. But I think it's natural. I think it's
Yeah,
it's the awareness of that you're doing
sure.
that. You're getting irritable. You're getting sad. You're getting depressed or whatever. Having that self awareness of it, I think, is an important part of moving on,
Moving
so that
on.
how you're reacting. It's kind of that self monitoring. You know how you're reacting, and then from
Right.
there you can make changes later for the better.
Well, I hope I can break this habit because it's a nasty one and I don't like it. And I would rather be doing something else. Really, I think it'd be cool if I started working out because then I could get all
Mm.
buff and be cool. I feel like I got to get a job first, and and it's crazy too because I'm leaving one of the bands that I've played with for the last 2 years. So I'm
Yeah.
moving on from that too, man. And it's a scary, scary time. Oh
It
no,
really
my
it comes back.
earplugs are on 10%,
Oh,
bitch.
Hermy Wormy.
I hope that
Yeah.
we're gonna see how they go. They're about to be moving on
We can make it
to the land
the
of
land
the
of the Charger.
sleepy time charger world.
We can
Well,
make a two-parter out of this one, Herm.
let's see how far we can get it with these earplugs and that'll be fine.
I bet we'll make it pretty far.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving on. I think that in our mind we want it to be this picture perfect, um,
And we want it to be
experience.
over. I want it to be
Right.
over. Like I
Yeah.
want to be moved on. I want to
Uh-huh.
be moved on. I want it to be done. I don't want to feel this way anymore. I don't want to have
Sounds
pain
like a
in my
song
heart
I know.
and sadness.
I know a song about not wanting to feel anymore.
I don't want to feel anymore. Speaking
Where
of a
can we
song you
hear
might
that song,
know,
Herm?
Stinky Flesh just at the time of this disbursement of this fabulous podcast will have put out a brand new
Disbursement.
single about
Hell yeah.
self-love on Valentine's Day. It's called
Mm.
It's Okay, and you can find it streaming at your favorite platform, including Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, Amazon Prime, musical memberships, YouTube, and Bandcamp, and all the rest. So you can
Anywhere.
find us anywhere and on all of the platforms of social media. Please go check out Thinky Flesh today.
Hell yeah, you got to do it. Whether you're sticking it out where you're at, whether you're making some changes in your life, whether you're moving
Moving
on,
on
got to check it out. There is a Thinky Flesh tune for every one
for
of us.
all of us together. The crunch,
I'm gonna
Hermit.
try to move it away from my mic a little
That is
bit
not
so I
helping.
don't. Well, I'm trying. Damn it.
What about positive?
I'm
What
trying
about
to be like.
positive? What about positive things to
Oh, my
moving
teeth look
on?
so white. I'm just gonna
What about
glamour,
mine don't?
glamorous.
Mm. And the glamorous
When I look up in
and
that
the
area,
flossy,
like right there, I'm
flossy.
I'm looking at myself. That's what I do when these
I
Zoom
know,
meetings.
Hermit. You're supposed to look at the camera. Engage
But
the
I'm so much
viewer with
prettier
your
with my shiny
visage,
teeth.
Herman
And my...
Zaroth.
Mm. What about the positive, Hermbo?
Um, I think that we can get stuck in our routines and the things that we feel safe and comfortable in, and they might not actually be what's best for us. And I think
Mm.
sometimes, especially with like a forced move on, like what I'm going through right now, is like even if I don't recognize the bad things at this moment, there were things that made me unhappy in that relationship. And there were things that weren't going to change that I was never going to be happy with.
Yeah.
And I think that there is potential for, I mean, definitely pouring back into your own cup, I think is the number one takeaway for me is like I have to stop giving so much energy to everyone around me and I have to focus literally all of that energy into myself. Because even
When
the
you
people that you think are going to be there for you, that you've given everything to, they're not going to be there for you. And they're
mm,
going to go away at the moment that they feel most comfortable, you know?
it's what humans do. It's
Right.
not that you're surrounding yourself with bad people, and
No.
it's
Well,
just what human beings do. I mean, we
sure.
we we fall short. I fall short every single day of my life. Um,
Failure.
Failure. Oh, I remember that topic. Did we talk about
We talked about
failure
failure.
recently? Oh
Nice.
dear.
Yes, we did.
Continuity.
17 people watched that.
Ah, you wonderful sweet souls. It's just going to get better and better from here on out.
We
We're
it's
moving
don't
on and
listen to
we're
him.
moving
It's only
forward.
going to get worse and worse. We are
Get
not moving
worse.
on. We're stuck in our
We're
own
stuck in our personal hell.
replicated, we're in our own personal hells.
Oh,
Mine is a
Hermie.
fucking 12-foot van. And yours is
A
amongst a bunch of
giant empty house.
stinky. Oh,
Oh, the
well.
stinky little kid, yeah. Not giant, but it's I'll tell you, my person that I moved away from or moved away from me, um, took away all the furniture. So I'm sitting here. I caught myself the other day going through my rooms in my house and snapping. And if you do that, you can hear the little echo. It's like
Wow.
that's how empty my little house is now. And it is traumatic. It's like
Yeah,
there's such a huge change so rapidly. My
right.
separation was going to be a little more, over some time, so
Drawn
we had time
out.
to adjust. But my partner found his old house he was living in, cute little house, little cutie pie, 2 bed, 1 bath. Like he was looking around for places to move back into, to move out to, and well, just the housing market across the entire world right now is absurd.
Yeah,
And
it's crazy.
so he was looking all over and was kind of starting to resign himself to having to move to an apartment or a manufactured home. No judgment or anything, but just not what he wanted to move to,
Sure.
or somewhere like way far out in the country and have to commute in. And he was
Right.
really starting to get bummed out about it. But he just happened on a lark to drive by his old neighborhood, see if he saw any for rent signs, and he found one right there next to, or in front of his old house that he had lived in previously. It had been like updated and not necessarily remodeled, but some things had been replaced and fixed up,
Sure.
and he found it for a really cheap deal.
Moving
So,
on.
and moving
He
on,
he took
and
it, took
he
it that pony and ran.
he ended up by pony and he ran off way over here somewhere. There he goes.
Bye bye.
So ours was supposed to happen a lot more slowly,
Yeah,
but I mean, he couldn't say no. It would have been stupid to,
sure.
just to stay on the diving board for that long amount of time because you're scared or whatever. Um, he had to move out. He had to.
Right.
There was no way he could, find that good of a
Pass that
house.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
ours
and with
happened a lot
mine,
quicker.
I feel like mine, there was some rumblings of it, but I held out hope until yesterday. And
Mm.
yesterday's when I really realized that there is no hope. And yeah, now it's time to pick it up.
The world's going to keep spinning. The
The
seconds
world,
are going to keep ticking
that's right.
on that clock, whether you are happy about it or
Right.
unhappy about it, whether you have hope or you don't have hope, Your little puppy dogs are going to keep growling, making a bunch of noise while you're trying to have a podcast. Like things are just the world is going to
Wow.
keep spinning, whether you're
Right.
happy about it or not.
Right.
The whole
And
world is doing it.
it's good to keep your mind occupied and to keep yourself busy and focusing on yourself. I've been planning lots of different stuff and setting up things in my calendar so I have stuff to do every day. And
I
I've
am
been
really excited for what you're going to be doing soon.
Yeah, I've got some shows, I've got some
Mm.
tours. I'm going out to shows. I'm trying to meet people, which I never really tried to do because I just
Yeah.
am happy. I'm happy in a relationship, you know? I'm
Hmm.
happy to just be comfortable with the person that I'm with and just go hang out with them. And, and I think some part of me too is afraid of the separation of like when you're in a relationship, they're going off and doing stuff, and you're going off and doing stuff, and like, what are they doing, and where are they going? And
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna
to
cover over my
it's
face because I keep
stressful to
looking
think
at it.
about, there's prettier girls out there. No,
Hmm.
it's fine.
Hmm. No, I mean
And you
there's all these
worry about,
things. Yeah.
but then now there's nothing to worry about. I don't have to worry if he's looking at other girls or if he's talking to other girls because he probably is. And that's none of my business.
Yeah.
I
He
don't
may
think he
be.
was. I don't think he was doing that.
I tend to doubt it, but
Yeah.
yeah, again, you're a human being. You can't stop this old noggin
Right. Right.
from thinking about the possibilities. It's
It
just
goes
it's what
spinning.
it does. We're still in our little prehistoric lizard caveman brain where we
Right.
want this security. We want to know what's going to happen. We love that
Right. Right.
same, that security.
Yeah.
And when we don't get that, it's frightening. Or when that's kind of pulled out from under us, on that deep kind of primal level, we feel that fear and we feel that.
Well, and there is a
Um,
thing
hmm,
of like your partner is you as you bond with them, they have the ability to calm your nervous system. Like their
that's
presence.
true.
Like I was crying. I met with him last night and I was crying and literally just hugging him made me stop crying. And it wasn't
Hmm.
it yeah, it was just like and it's just it sucks because we can't hug anymore and I gotta move on. But it's just you can't stay in a situation that someone else doesn't want to be in. You can't force someone to want to be with you. You can't make it be the right fit, even if you think it is.
And you can't
It's
force yourself to be in that too. I think
right,
you're still gonna be the same person. You're still gonna be the same. You're gonna have the same fears, and you're gonna have the same joys, and you're gonna have the same things that piss you off, and you're gonna have the same things that inspire you. It's just now we have to move on and do that outside of the context of that kind of partner dyad kind of thing. We sort of
right,
now have to, whether it's a traumatic cut or it's kind of a gradual one that separates, still bring that same energy and that same joy and that same fear and that same anger and that same everything to just the different parts of the world. And it is scary and it is frightful, but a lot of it does stay the same. Like
yeah,
you're still going to be the same person. You're still going to
right,
enjoy the same things. You may enjoy different things. You may enjoy better things. You
right.
may
Yes,
become a better or worse person. We really don't know,
probably worse.
but probably I already see myself becoming worse with all these
Oh
pickles.
no. Oh no, not the pickles. I
Mm.
am terrified for one of going into the dating pool. I have no interest or desire. Like I am so
Sorry, listeners.
over that kind of stuff right now, and it is just disgusting to me.
Mm.
Because
Are you?
how can you trust someone?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's also how can you trust yourself, like to not
Right.
fall
Because
into
this is,
something.
I saw the red flags and I
Uh
ignored
huh.
them
Uh huh.
because of love,
Yeah.
because I cared so much and I thought this person could be to something.
Hmm. How do you trust yourself to not fall into the same holes? How do you
Right.
trust yourself to actually learn from the experience and get better and
Right.
not.
Just be lonely and attach on to someone who's giving you some sort of affection.
Hmm. Absolutely. But I think that, again, with that kind of self monitoring, that kind of self awareness of knowing how you're responding to the situation, just also responding or observing kind of how you are moving on. Like what are you doing that's
Right,
different in your own personal life? What are you doing that's different in your desires and your plan? You know,
right,
I mean, there's so much that changes at the end of a relationship or after grief or after anything. Like what Hermit and I are both going through like some relationship issues right now, moving issues, housing issues and stuff. But I mean, still, it's the same sort of neurological process, whether it's a breakup or whether it's losing a loved one, whether
right,
it's trauma, whether it's losing a job or your home burns down.
right.
Um, there's your brain has the same kind of reaction to a lot of these different things that can happen.
Yeah,
So I don't know, Herm. I think that it really does just come down to how much you are monitoring yourself, how much you're being aware of what you're doing,
yeah,
giving yourself the grace. We're going to pick up some bad habits, we're going to lose our temper, we're going to, fall into some things that we don't want to. But as long as you're aware of them and you're giving yourself grace about them
right.
as you move
And
forward,
and I mean, for me,
it's
I
going to be
know
fine.
I'm gonna be able to stop doing what I'm doing. I know I will be able
Oh
to.
yeah.
I have done before. It's just
Hmm.
really hard right now because I'm just stressed and sad, but I think something that's a good could be a good practice is to kind of make a workshop your own needs,
Oh
and
yeah.
like going through and saying this is a non-negotiable. Like if this person doesn't want this,
Mm,
then I can't be with this person. And if it's not a yes, it's a no.
yeah.
If it's not a that's good with me, it's a
Hmm.
we're not doing it.
There are so many fishies in the sea.
Yes, there are. And they're all stinky and they smell like poop.
And you remove them from the sea and
Right.
out of their comfort zone into
Scale
yours, and they die
scale them.
immediately.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And we are learning to breathe underwater.
Our little scuba tanks and our giant bubble helmets and everything.
My
Oh my
gosh,
God, it's
man,
so frightening.
it is so frightening. But we're gonna get through
Hmm.
it. And
I
you
think
will
so.
too. If you're going through a hard time, you can get through it. It just takes persistence and remembering that you are in the control of your destiny to the point of at least some, maybe, but maybe not.
And reasonably, like I said, giving yourself grace, reasonably
Right.
for, I think we all have our own timetables for what recovery or for what healing looks like. But like I've caught myself diving so far into my work and not wanting to let even a single thing slip up and get everything right. It's
Yeah.
not realistic. I don't even do that on good days. I need to take a step back and realize,
Right.
hey,
Yeah,
you
and
got to give some grace.
I'll look at everything I've done and be like, I haven't done anything. Like this is nothing,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
because I have such a high level of performance usually, and even just to get
Yeah.
myself to the level of wanting to do anything has been a very big task
Well, and
right
and
now.
and not to contradict you or correct you, but you have been doing a lot. You've been
Yeah,
healing, you've been navigating, you've been trying to get through all of this cerebral. And like I keep tying back to the brain, but trying to get through all this cerebral load that you didn't have a month ago.
right,
So I wouldn't say it's easy to get down on yourself because you feel like you haven't been productive enough, or you feel like you're picking up bad habits, or you feel like you're changing personality a little bit. But it is because your brain is in an active battle with itself
right.
to, improve and try to make itself
Reconcile
safe.
to reconcile what just happened.
Hmm. Hmm. So, Herm, I don't think that either one of us is doing it wrong. I think
No,
that I don't, there's not a whole lot of wrong ways to do it, really, as long as you're
right.
not, I guess
Hurting someone.
hurting someone or whatever.
Right. And I
But
mean, I feel like I've come to a point where I know I have to accept what's happening because
mm,
there is no recourse. Like there's no fixing it. There's no making it better. And like literally all I can do is move on
yeah.
and keep focusing on my own work and my own life. By the way, you can look at my work and my life on the internet everywhere.
Everywhere. Where can you find your life, Hermit? We have 10 minutes remaining.
Oh, really?
Sorry,
That's
it
wonderful.
just gave me this big, huge. Oh, be careful!
I'm
You're going to run
I'm
out of
not
time.
I'm
Upgrade
not
to our
doing it.
paid version today.
I'm not doing another plug for Thinky Flesh.
I think you should.
But
The
you know
people
what
need
I
to know. The
will
children
plug?
need to know.
I am your rat queen,
Bunny.
Slim Jelly, and I'm here to tell you about the brand new single from Thinky Flesh, It's Okay. It's a song about self-love and
It
moving on. It's
is.
okay to be a rat. It's okay.
I'm literally eating cheese in this
Yeah,
moment, and
you're
it's
making me
okay
want
that
to
I'm
be
eating cheese.
snacky,
Hermit,
Hermit.
I'm. Why are you here?
I only came for the snacks. I don't want to talk to any of these people. I literally just came for the charcuterie.
Hermit, it's delicious. You should have come and got some.
I wish I had come to your house.
The offer's
I'm
on the table.
driving.
The
I'm
offer's on the
driving.
table.
I'm leaving now. I'm sick of
We'll call it
this.
an artist's registry.
I'm moving on.
Actually, not to overshare my business with, but if you did come, I was thinking about giving you the little living room where we made our music together that time.
Yes.
It's got the piano in there. I was thinking
Yes.
about letting you put up a little. We'd get you a cot or like a bed or something to put in there, like a little nest with some hay
Sure.
or something in it, some straw.
Oh, I would love
Um,
some hay. I would love to snuggle up in some hay.
well, you may have to share the room with two puppy dogs because they
Get
have been
all
using that little
itchy.
room.
Oh,
Oh
I bet they
yeah,
love it.
I would give you their flea and heartworm medicine. We
Okay.
kind of share the love, the
Yeah, I
flea
gotta
and
keep it.
heartworm love. If it's okay, it's okay to be a rat girl. It's okay to need
It's
flea and heartworm and flea and tick preventative.
as long as they're okay with the Black Plague, because that's what I bring to the table.
They lick their own buttholes constantly. I think they've tasted. It's the brown plague. They've tasted worse.
Gross, Hermit!
It is. Trust me.
Well,
How do you feel, Hermit?
I feel all right. I feel sadness in my heart, but I feel like I'm gonna be
Hmm.
able to move on and it's okay.
The sadness is going to happen. Sadness is going to
Yeah.
be there. It would be weird if it wasn't there. You
It's
know.
rejection. It's
It
rejection
is.
of your heart and of you. It's rejection of you, you
Hmm.
know? It's like you're not, and I was too much, and that's always been my problem. It's not that I'm not enough, it's that I'm too much.
You've been too much for the people that have attached to you. I
Sure.
think as you move on, like I said, there's fishies in the sea out there. Maybe there's fishies in the sea, of course, but maybe what you don't need is a fish. Maybe
I don't
what you
need a
need is a
fish.
bicycle.
I don't need a fish. I don't need a bicycle. I need a job.
Maybe what you need is a job.
I need a
Some
job
money,
and I
honey.
need to focus on myself and my projects because and this is the thing too is
Yeah.
like I lose myself in my relationships. 100%. 100%
Not to get too
gone.
deep, Herm, but you
Always
really,
been my
really do.
problem.
I've always felt, just since I first met you, I've always felt like you are at your best when you can dive into your projects and you can
Yeah.
do you a hundred
Yes.
percent.
And that's what I'm planning on doing and I have no desire nor intention to put another fish in my life. Like it
Mm.
is not happening. Like you are not like literally unless you are giving me $10,000 a month, you are not my boyfriend.
Sorry.
Like
No,
no,
great
I'm not
things are
sorry
coming.
about it. Like
Yeah.
definitely you're paying for my life. If you want to be a part of my life, you're footing the fucking bill because it's not going to be this I'm giving all of
Mm.
my heart and everything to someone who's going to throw me away like trash. It's going
Yeah.
to be you're going to fucking prove yourself to me.
I
And
love that.
I'm not even going to be interested in the very least unless you're proving every day that there's some fucking reason that I should be giving everything that I am to you because
Cause
everything that I
you
am is fucking
A
dope.
lot. Hell yeah. No, I'm really excited about Thank You Flesh. I'm really
Me
excited about your
too.
projects. I'm really excited about everything that you're going to do, Herm. I
Me
think
too.
also, by the way, you were get dog is all over my business trying to get my pickles.
Oh
Um
my goodness gracious.
no, when you put your mind to something, Herm, y'all always it just gold comes out of it. So this little money, we needing a job, needing some money, needing some. You're gonna figure that shit out like that. Like
It'll
it's
pass.
amazing how resourceful. And I say this on every podcast. I say this every time I talk to you. You are literally the most resourceful person I've ever met. So when it comes down to it, and Hermit can give 100% of herself Bitches better watch out because she's
They
coming
know
for you.
stopping. They know
They know something.
stopping.
They gonna
They
learn
know
something if they don't
stopping.
know
We
nothing,
doing something in this house.
baby. No, there's fear and there's pain and there's transition and there's insecurity,
Yeah,
but I mean, it's gonna be there. It's gonna go, and there's gonna be something better in the future. There really, really,
you're
really
right.
is.
You're
Let me check our.
100% right, Hermit.
We got 4 minutes, Herm. What are we gonna talk
Uh,
about?
we're gonna talk about
Ooh, I look sexy with
um
a toothpick.
Hermit, you are a country gentleman.
You know what I can do, Herm?
I love that you're feeling your oats right now. I love Ew! Oh my gracious Lanta Hermanzeroth! You need to stop
I'm gonna
it,
throw this
baby.
away because I'm gonna forget which side was
You're gonna
which,
chew
and
on
I'm
the
gonna
wrong side.
get a little booger in me. Oh God.
Well, what's next for you, Herm? Are you trying to jump right in again, or are you gonna stay single a little
I'm
while?
gonna play solo for a while, I think. I've got
Yeah.
a lot of family stuff going on.
Yeah.
Brother's going through a lot of medical stuff right now. Probably shouldn't spill all the tea, but
Nah.
I'm gonna probably move to his house for a while he undergoes his convalescence, because he can't work right now, so I can,
Sure.
and
Keep
so I'm
that
probably
keep that rolling for
I
him.
don't know. I've kind of considered bigger changes in career and everything.
Sure.
Um, but right now, I need to count my blessings because I've got income, I've got a stable job, I'm well liked at my
Yeah.
job.
Good.
It's it's a good thing. So especially not to get too political, but especially with everything going on in the
Right.
world right now, security is in short supply, and
Right.
I've got some. I lost a little bit with the relationship and everything, but
Sure.
I've still got an ample supply. So I need to count my blessings about that.
Yeah.
But no, I do see this as an opportunity. I think to
That's
move
good.
on, to learn, to learn about the world, learn about myself, learn about what I want, learn about what things bring me joy,
Right.
um, and just kind of see what happens. Like I said, the world is going to
Love
keep
it.
turning. Those little seconds on the clock are going to keep on going, whether you're happy about it or you're not happy. They're going to keep going. And
Oh
so,
no.
are we down to
Speaking
no
of
percent?
things going down into time, I
Hermit, can
got
you
one
hear me?
ear. I can hear you.
You got one
We gotta
ear?
wrap this
Oh
puppy up.
no.
Hermit, I
Ladies,
love
gentlemen,
you.
they, thems, everyone in between. This has been I'm just
The
here for
most
this. Is it I'm just here for the
we're
snacks or I just
fabulous. I'm
came
just
for
here
the
for the
snacks?
snacks.
I just came for the
I'm just here for
snacks.
the
I just
snacks.
came for the
I just came for the
snacks. I'm
snacks.
just here
I'm
for the
just here for the
snacks. I
snacks.
just want the
I
snacks.
really don't want to talk to any of you guys.
No. Ugh.
Yeah,
Have
it's
we
just
been
me and
recording this
Hermit
whole
having a
time?
little
Gross.
powwow. I literally
Gross.
only started this so we could have a conversation once a
We
week.
never talk to each
We
other.
never
We do little
spoke.
stupid
We just message
Facebook
all day
memes
long,
to each other.
every day.
Memes. That's all we
We got to
do.
bring
So,
memes in next week. We got to bring
oh
memes in next
no,
week,
I forgot
Hermit.
the
Yeah, we forgot.
memes. Hermit, I'm gonna let you be the meme queen.
All right.
Cause I'm not. I deleted, not deleted social media. We got a minute and 10. I took the memes off of my little, or the social media off of my phone.
That's
Um,
good.
and then I downloaded the fucking Reddit app, and now I just
Whoops.
spend all my time reading. It's longer form,
It's
so it
addictive.
feels
I have
more,
been doing a lot
intellectual.
of that too. I feel like
Mm,
that's a coping mechanism is just diving into the doom scroll.
I know. These days, I don't
Woo,
want to doom scroll.
woo, woo.
Oh, Hermie. Well,
Well, I
ladies and
love you so much,
gentlemen,
Hermit.
they, thems, everyone, it has been a pleasure
Wonderful being here with
talking at
you.
you. Wonderful being here with you, Herm. I wonder what our topic's going to be next week.
Y'all, if you got ideas for topics, put them down in the chat and we'll talk about some dumb stuff that you want us to talk
Hell
about.
yeah. I love talking
Just
about
say
dumb
it.
stuff.
Just tell
Just
me.
tell us. No
Just
judgment.
tell me.
No fear.
No
Just tell
fear.
us.
Just tell
And we'll
us.
talk about it. Here on I
I'm
Just
just
Came
here
for
for the
Snacks.
snacks. Okay, I'm Hermit.
I'm Hermit.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, my dears, I love you.